Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavatir Naishtaki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, entitled General History, Chapter 1, The Curse upon the Yadu Dynasty, Text 10. Shri Badarayana Uvacha Bibrad Vapuhu Sakala Sundara Sannivesam Karma Acharan Bhuvi Sumangalam Aptakamaha Astaya Dama Ramamanaha Udara Kirti Sammartum Aichata Kulam Stita Kritya Sheshaha. Shri Badarayinir Uvacha Bibrat Vapu Sakala Sundara Sannivesham Bibrat Vapu Sakala Sundara Sannivesam Karmacharan Bhuvi Sumangalamaptakama Karmacharan Bhuvi Sumangalamaptakama Astaya Dama Ramamana Udara Kirti Astaya Dama Ramamana Udara Kirti Sammartumaichata Kulam Stita Kritya Sesha Sammartumaichata Kulam Stita Kritya Sesha Bibrat Vapu Sakala Sundara Sannivesham Karmacharan Bhuvi Sumangalamaptakama Astaya Dama Ramamana Udara Kirti Sammattumaichata Kulam Stita Kritya Sesha Bibrat Vapu Sakala Sundara Sannivesham Karmacharan Bhuvi Sumangalamaptakama Astaya Dama Ramamana Udara Kirti Sammattumaichata Kulam Stita Kritya Sesha Bibrat Vapu Sakala Sundara Sannivesham Karmacharan bhuvi sumangalamatmakama Astaya damara mamana udara kirti Sammattumaichata kulam stita kritya seshaha Vibratvapu bhagala sundara sannivesham Sammattumaichata kulam stita kritya seshaha Livedarshan Vibratvapu sakala sundara sannivesham Sammattumaichata kulam stita kritya seshaha Vibratvapu sakala sundara Matajis SriRadhaRasbihariTemple Bibratvapu sakala sundara sannivesham Karmacharan bhuvi sumangalamatmakama Astaya kamamahmana udara kirti Sammattumaichata kulam stita kritya sesham Word-to-word meaning. Sri Badarayani Uvacha Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Badarayana, said, Bibrat, bearing, Vapuhu, a divine body, Sakala, of all, Sundara, beautiful things, Sannivesam, the amalgamation, Karma, activities, Acharan, performing, Bhuvi, on the earth, Sumangalam, very auspicious, Aptakamaha, being satisfied in all his desires, Astaya, residing, Dhamma, in his abode, Dwaraka, Ramamanaha, enjoying life, Udara Kirtihi, he whose glories are very magnanimous in themselves, Sammartum, to destroy, Aichata, he wanted, Kulam, his dynasty. Stita, there remaining. Kritya, of his business. Seshaha, some remnant. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, the Lord who bore his body as the amalgamation of everything beautiful, dutifully executed the most auspicious activities while on the earth. Although he was, in fact, without any endeavor, already satisfied in all desires. Residing in his abode and enjoying life, the Lord, whose glorification is in itself magnanimous, now wanted to annihilate his dynasty, as there still remained some small part of his duty to be carried out. Purport. This verse answers Parikshit Maharaj's question as to how the powerful members of the Yadu dynasty could be cursed by the Brahmanas and thus destroy themselves in a fratricidal war. By the words Samhartum Aichata Kulam, it is clearly stated that Lord Krishna himself desired to withdraw his dynasty and therefore engage the Brahmanas as his agent. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks here that Krishna had clearly demonstrated the insurpassable beauty and strength of his personal form, pastimes, and pleasures to all the residents of the earth. Thus, his incarnation to kill the demons, save the devotees, and re-establish religious principles had been completely successful. When Lord Krishna noticed that his mission was now complete, everything having been done perfectly, he desired to return to his transcendental abode along with the Vrishnis. Thus, the Lord personally arranged the Yadu dynasty to be cursed by the Brahmanas. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Aptakama means that Krishna is always self-satisfied. And yet, in order to execute his transcendental pastimes, he arranged to destroy his own dynasty for three specific purposes. Namely, to re-establish the heavenly planets, those demigods who had taken birth among the Yadus, to assist him, to re-establish his plenary Vishnu expansions in their abode, such as Vaikunta, Svetadipa, and Badrikashrama, and to remove himself from the vision of the material world, along with his eternal associates. In this connection, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj has made several important remarks about the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. He states that many so-called religious persons have fallen down by committing the second offense against the chanting of the holy name, namely Vishnu Sarveshwareshe Tad Itara Samadhihi, considering another living entity to be equal to Lord Vishnu, who is the Lord of the Lords. One who is captured by the impersonal tendency of Mayavad philosophy falsely thinks that the external material energy of the Lord is equal to his internal spiritual potency. In this way, one equates ordinary living entities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, taking Krishna to be another aspect of Maya. This is the most unfortunate misconception, for it spoils one's opportunity to understand God as He actually is. Persons inclined towards the illusory conception of life would undoubtedly consider the members of the Yadu dynasty equal in all respects to Krishna and worship the future descendant of Krishna's family as being equal to Krishna himself. Thus, the continued presence of the Yadu dynasty on the earth would certainly constitute a great impediment on the path of spiritual understanding and a great burden on the earth. To counteract the danger to the world from the offense of equating Vishnu with the family of Vishnu, the Lord decided to crush the Yadu family. The Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, is always affectionate to his devotees. But whenever the familial descendants of the Lord Krishna, becomes inimical or indifferent to him, not loving his pure devotees, or making friendship with his servants, such so-called family members of the Lord become impediments to his will. There is a tangible danger that ignorant living beings will worship such inimical persons, revering them as close associates of Krishna. For example, to consider Kamsa the maternal uncle of Krishna and therefore a faithful servant of Krishna would be a completely erroneous conclusion. By such a misconception, evil men who oppose the Lord may be accepted as his intimate associates, and persons inimical to Krishna may be thought of as his surrendered dependents appearing in his own family. The purpose of the destruction of Yadu dynasty was to eradicate the false logic of the Mayavadis who desire to see everything as one in all respects, and who therefore improperly reasoned that the enemies of Krishna's devotees can be his intimate family members. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastacha Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are reading Krishna's concluding pastimes on this planet. So, in the 10th canto, when in the beginning of the 10th canto, when Mother Earth felt overburdened by the Kshatriyas' military prowess and their activity not in line with scriptural injunctions, she felt it is too much to carry these people, heavy burden. So, it is described how Mother Earth took the form of cow, Mother Earth, Mother cow, went to Lord Brahma, and Brahma, along with Mother Earth, the form of cow, accompanied by all the demigods, they went to Svetadipa, and the Lord said, okay, I am going to descend. So, you all demigods, you also take birth in my family and assist me in the pastime. So, in this way, the demigods, all of them, they actually descended in the Yadu dynasty. And they assisted Lord Krishna in his pastime in Dwaraka. So, now that Krishna is winding up his pastime, so these are the demigods who came and they have to go to their place, vapas. So in this sense, Krishna had his plan. So the burden of the earth, removing is one important thing that Krishna has achieved in his entire pastime. So this is nicely described by Kulashekara Alvar. That Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayatu Jayatu Krishno Vrishnivansa Pradipah Jayatu Jayatu Mega Shamala Komalango Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda. In Mukunda Mala Stotra, Kulashekara Alvar so nicely says, glorifies the Lord, that you came as Devaki Nandana and you are the Vrishni Vamsa Pradipa. We are discussing about Vrishni Vamsa. SriSriRadhaRasbihari ki, Sri Sitaram Lakshmanaman ki, Sri Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Vrishni Vamsa Pradipa, crushed jewel of actually, the Vrishni Vamsa. Mega Shamala Komalango. Krishna's bodily color is Mega Varna, the rainy cloud. Shamala Komala is the body is very soft. Komalango, beautiful, soft. And the Lord, you have come to remove Prithvi Bharanaso Mukunda. Prithvi become overburdened. To remove that burden, you have come. So that was one of the very important activity of Lord Krishna. So, Lord Krishna has actually killed the demons which were actually burden on the earth, and also all these Kshatriyas, they were overburdened. Mother Earth was overburdened by Kshatriyas. He made in such an arrangement of the Mahabharata that all the Kshatriyas are brought in one place. It is said that when Mahabharata happened, all the Kshatriyas took one side or the other and they were there. So it was a special arrangement that in one stroke, Krishna made such an arrangement that all the burdens are removed. So, and now that Krishna has fulfilled his purposes, Paritranaya sadhunam, vinasaya cha duskrutam, dharma samsthapanataya, sambhavami yuge. Protected his devotees, Vasudev, Devaki, all the devotees, Pandavas, Arjuna. Vinashayata dushkritam, all the dushkritas, they are also eradicated. Kauravas, Kansa, demons, everyone. Dharma is established by the Mahabharata. So, in this way, now Krishna said, okay, I have fulfilled my thing. Then, the Yadu dynasty itself, they were, because they are associates of the Lord, they are very powerful. They are very powerful. Nobody can defeat them actually. And there, if Krishna lives, as long as Krishna is there, then everything is in order. They are not going to do anything other than what Krishna wants. But if he leaves, what will happen? That itself also could be a burden, Krishna considered. So, in this way, Krishna had a very special arrangement of removing them also, because as we already mentioned, that most of the Yadus, they are all demigods, descended to assist. So their job is over. They came for assisting Krishna, their job is over, so they have to go back to their position. So, in this way, we can see here that how Krishna in his family, there are also his eternal associates, Chaturvyuga, Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And they were also the other, in each, Lord Krishna got 10 sons in each one of his 16,108 queens. And they in turn got so many. It's a very big family. So all these demigods were all taken birth there. And here we can see that Krishna is arranging, which we are going to read, that what is the arrangement that Krishna is making. He made the arrangement in such a way that there were saintly persons, sages, they were invited by Vasudev to perform some sacrifices. Any ordinary person could have come. It is Krishna's house. So the great saintly person have come. Some of the Sapta Rishis, including, even Narada Muni was there. Vasishta, Vishwamitra, all these great personalities. And they are, after finishing the sacrifice, so the family members, this is very special arrangement of the Lord, have gone to these saintly persons in a very joking way to tease them, to test their power, that Samba is actually son of, Jambavati, Krishna's own son, one of the queens, Jambavati's son. And his friends, he must have been grown up because Lord Krishna had grandsons and great-grandsons at that point of time. So they have to make him look like a pregnant woman. And ask the sages, we heard that you are all Dirgadarshis, Trikalagyas. Can you please tell, this lady is very shy to ask whether she is going to get a boy or girl. A pregnant woman wants to know whether it is going to be a boy or girl. She wants to know, but there was no 2D echo test at the time to find out. Even if you have, it is prohibited. So can you please tell? You will have to see here whom they are asking. These are all, very great saintly persons. And Dirgadarshi means the vision. Trikalagya, another thing is Trikalagya, Dirgadarshi, all synonymous. Person can see the past, he can see the present, and if you see the present means not just what he can see, what is happening around anywhere, in any other place. Their vision is not restricted by time and space. They can see the past, they can see the future. They will know what is going to happen in the future. They know what happened in the past. And they know what is happening not right in front, what is happening in another part of the world, universe. These are Dirgadarshis, So, like we can, so many examples we can see. Chitraketu wanted a son. In spite of having millions of wives, he didn't have a son. When Angira Muni and Narada, when they visited, he said, no, I want a son. He said, okay. He will be the cause of happiness and distress. That son has not come. Before coming only, it is said that he is going to be like that. Son is born, other queens were very upset, the child is killed, dead child is lying down. Again, he is crying, Narada Muni and Angira come. What is happening? No, he is dead. He said, okay. Now Narada Muni, he called back, hey, come back. And the child got up. How can a dead child revived? And the child is speaking, Why are you crying? Father and mother. Which father and mother we are talking about? I was ready to go in to take another father and mother. I had so many. So this is the power of this saintly person we are talking about. These are the people who came there. They know what has happened and what is going to happen. So, for them to even think that just by covering the belly with, first of all, he is a man, he is not a woman. Samba is a man. Just by making somebody wear a sari doesn't make a person woman, you know. And then just by putting something in the belly and looking like a, bump doesn't make a person pregnant. And if you think that by just covering with the clothes you can fool the Dirghadarshis, it is completely unwanted actually. You can't, ordinary person can be cheated. Dirghadarshis, how can you cheat? So this is like playing with fire, so to say. You don't play with fire, it can burn you. So here we can see that these saintly persons, they could see the power of Krishna's energy. It's not that they cannot understand. They could see that this is the arrangement of Krishna. They said, "Okay, if Krishna wants this has to happen, so we be the instrument." This is how the devotees take when things happen, which is incomprehensible, very difficult to understand. They see that Krishna's hand, because it is stated that Krishna was living as a time personified. Krishna is time, time is the energy, and Krishna is time in the house of Vasudeva. It's going to be described actually. So, these saintly persons, when these playful Yadavas came and asked, they were thinking what happened. Then they could see what is going to happen actually, because they are Dirghadarshis. So they could see that this is what is going to happen, that is what Krishna wants us to do. They said, "Yes, you. She will give birth to something which will be destructible to your own dynasty." They were very shocked. And we will be reading further on how Samba in the form of a woman gave birth, so-called birth, which became destruction of the entire Yadu dynasty. So these Brahmanas could see that this is the desire of Krishna, and they became an instrument in cursing the Yadavas. So that his final pastime, they become part of making the final pastime to happen. So, here it is mentioned, Samhartum Aichata Kulam. It is Krishna's desire to withdraw his family. It is not, they are not forced by time. In fact, Krishna is the time personified. It is not forced by anybody else. It is not forced by karma. It is not forced. It is Krishna's desire. So Krishna's desire, being supreme, it has to actually happen. And the saintly person became an instrument, like Krishna was an instrument in making dharma established on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. You become no instrument. So in that way, here, these brahmanas and saintly persons, they became only agents in fulfilling Krishna's desire of winding his family. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur very nicely explains that killing the demons, one assignment, like paritranaya sadhunam, vinasaya cha dushkritam, saving his devotees, establishing religious principles. So this was perfectly executed by Lord Krishna. Everything is done. Mahabharata is perfectly, finished. The way Krishna wanted to establish. So the final assignment that is left was taking care of this Yadu dynasty, because under the order of Krishna, the demigods all came. So now Krishna has a plan for them. And he arranged that also perfectly through these brahmanas who have come to his house. So, in the purport, it is described how Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains about Aptakama. Krishna is known as Aptakama, self-satisfied. He is satisfied in himself. He doesn't need any external agency for satisfying him. There is nothing external is required. So, there is also another word, Atma Rama, Apta Kama, Atma Rama, self-satisfied, deriving satisfaction within the self. So, it is described how the self-realized person, he doesn't require outside thing, he is deriving his happiness from within. Atma Ramasya Munayo, Nirgrantapi Vrukrame, Kurvanta Haitu Kim Bhakti, Ittam Bhuta Guno Harihi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so nicely explained this verse because Sanskrit there are different meanings for one word only. Even for Atma, there are 7 meanings actually. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya 18 ways this verse can be translated. 18 ways he explained. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami wanted to hear, Mahaprabhu, you have explained, I heard, to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, 18 ways of this Atmarama verse. Can you please explain to me? He could have taken from somebody else, but he wanted to hear from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Wo to 18 hai." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami in 61 ways. One verse, 61 ways Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained. So, Atmaramas, they actually take pleasure from within. They don't know, they are self-satisfied. But the verse says that even a person who is Atmarama, even a person who is satisfied within himself, but Hari, Krishna's qualities are such that they actually, involved in unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. Kurvanta haitu kim bhaktim yittam bhuta guno. Lord's qualities are so transcendental, even those who are not attracted to the external material objects, they get attracted to Lord Krishna's glories. That is the speciality of Lord Krishna's qualities. And attracted to even the mind of those people who are not attracted to the material thing. Material things cannot attract them. So, Aptakama here is described as self-satisfied. Krishna is self-satisfied. He doesn't require anything to be satisfied. He doesn't require Raj Bhoga to be required for him. It is required for us. Raj Bhoga is required for us. Not the Raj Bhoga Prasad is one thing, the service itself. We need to serve him so that we are engaged. Otherwise, we will be engaged in something else. The service is required. Preparing Raj Bhoga, after all, after Raj Bhoga is offered, Krishna will leave us. Lot of Mahaprasad. That is also required for us. That is also required to purify our consciousness. So, it is for our benefit that we are trying to serve Krishna. Because our engagements make our senses purified, make our consciousness purified. That is required. So, here, later on in the purport, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati talks about how Mayavadis will do. We will discuss that also. So, now, Lord Krishna has to send back those demigods who, taking his order, down to this planet and born in the Yadu dynasty to go back to their position. So that has become the final assignment for Lord Krishna. So, in the purport, it is described how Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur made comments on how Yadu dynasty is destructed and connecting it to the Mayavadi's understanding. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati explains the close associates, the family members of Krishna. Sometimes may be compared with Krishna himself. This is Krishna. Suppose Krishna has gone, leaving behind the Yadus, then the people in the future, they may think that, oh, this person is coming from Krishna's dynasty, so he is as good as Krishna. And who are these people? They are coming from actually demigods, because most of the people who born in Yadu dynasty is demigods. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati explains that this tendency of Mayavadis to think that external material energy of the Lord is equal to internal potency. For Mayavadis, energy of Lord is energy. There is nothing Lord, internal and external for them. So, that may lead towards considering some ordinary living entities coming in the dynasty to be equal to Krishna in the future, hypothetically speaking. So, and Mayavadis to consider Krishna also as another aspect of Maya. For them, the Brahman, Nirvishesha Brahman, takes some qualities, becomes Savishesha Brahman. That is Mayavadis. And the same Savishesha Brahman, when giving up everything, then it becomes again merging. Mayavadi concept. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Swami specifically discusses about this Mayavadi concept in this verse. So, so to contradict the danger for offense in the future, Krishna said that no, they don't have to be here. They can leave now. I am winding up my pastime, they can leave here. And it is written in the purport, quoting Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, that the Lord is very affectionate to his devotees. The familial descendants of the Lord, if they are not affectionate towards the devotees, if they are inimical and indifferent, then they don't represent Krishna. They don't represent Krishna. Because sometimes we may find somebody who is very close to Krishna. They don't, if you are close to Krishna, you have to represent Krishna. The way Krishna will do, you will have to do also. The example is given. I am not sure whether Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati gave or our commentators gave in the purport. He is taking the example of Kamsa, maternal uncle of Krishna. We know about Kamsa. He was inimical towards Krishna. If somebody thinks that, no, Kamsa is anyway uncle of Krishna, so we will follow Kamsa. If somebody considers like that, it is erroneous conclusion. Simply because he is uncle of Krishna doesn't mean that you can follow him. And in the same way, if you are an evil person who is opposing the devotional service or devotees, if they are descending in that way, or they are closely connected, or if they consider to be a devotee, this is applicable to devotees actually. Family members is one thing, even a devotee. So one has to represent what Krishna teaches, what Krishna will do is devotees. And here especially it is mentioned, those who are following Krishna, they will treat the persons in the way Krishna will treat. The devotees, Krishna is very affectionate to the devotees, so those people will also be affectionate to the devotees. So, one of the purposes, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, to eradicate Yadu dynasty is to eradicate the false logic of Mayavadis. Mayavadis false logic. So to see everything in in all respects equal to Krishna. Here, see, Mayavadis, their problem is, they also, sometimes you will see Mayavadis worshipping Krishna. But their understanding is that Krishna has assumed this form under the influence of Maya. So when you give away that, with the knowledge of Brahman, the absolute truth, then when Krishna goes back, means for them, Krishna is leaving this body, for them it is as good as material, and then merges in Brahman. So like that, we are also, Aham Brahmasmi, we are also Atman. If we are also realized, if we also actually situated in transcendental knowledge, when we also leave this, we will also go on to merge. So, these Mayavadis also misuse this Atmaram, like previously we are mentioning, Atmaram and Aptakama, to give the Mayavad interpretation for that. So they also say that we should be very self-satisfied. But they don't take the thing that they are attracted to the loving devotional sari, they won't consider. They will consider only Atmaram. And taking, when one is in the liberated state, and one is self-satisfied and satisfied, you don't have to be hankering. But then, the problem with the Mayavadis, so-called Mayavadis, they are supposed to be self-satisfied, because they are not really connected to the devotional service of the Lord. They are not fully involved in devotional service. The so-called satisfaction doesn't last. They then start engaging in social activities. We will not go into the details. Serving the humanity. Then they come to the conclusion also that Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. One of the topics Radhesham Prabhu had in that one youth program. Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. They even address their sannyasi is Narayana. Narayana Aiye, Narayana Jai. So, it is very interesting how Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is discussing about how to crush this Mayavada concept. Lord Krishna decided that, this will lead. So indirectly, it doesn't look like directly it will lead. In fact, Mayavada philosophy did not come into existence when Krishna performed this pastime. Until Adi Shankara, Govindapad, Gaudapad, they only brought this Mayavada. So future, Dirgha Darsha, future also, this cannot be misinterpreted, misused by unwanted people. So, Krishna has decided, so Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati elaborately describes about how these can be misused by Mayavadis. So, in this way, in this verse, we are seeing how Lord Krishna, whose body here is described as amalgamation of everything beautiful. Mega Shyamala Komalango. And he has dutifully executed all the activities that he wanted to achieve. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanartha. Achieved. Protecting his devotees, removing the demons, miscreants, establishing dharma. And he has nothing to be left to be satisfied, self-satisfied, aptakama. And he is happily situated in his own planet. And his activities are completely transcendental. And it is mentioned how the glorification of his pastimes, his activities are magnanimous. Magnanimous. Sukadeva Goswami says. Because his pastimes are so sweet and they have the potency to actually cleanse one's heart. So his glorification of his pastimes, so wonderful. It said, Tava katamritam tapta jivanam kavibiriditam kalmasapakam Shravana Mangalam Srimad Bhuvigrananti ye Bhurida Jana. So, Kathamritam, Katha is nectar of Krishna's pastimes, glorification, or Katha Amritam, nectar. Nectar, there are some nectar for drinking and nectar for drinking is there. Drinking through mouth or drinking through ears. This is nectar to be drunk through ears. Katha Amritam. Kavibiriditam Kalmasapakam. These great personalities, they describe about it, and it brings all auspiciousness. And those devotees who give this opportunity to the conditioned soul, they are bhuridajana, they are very magnanimous. That is the magnanimity of describing the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, what is mentioned here. So, this is magnanimity comes in the form of, opportunity for the conditioned souls. Opportunity for the conditioned souls to come out of this entanglement. Like chanting the holy names, reading the scriptures. Shanvatam Swakata, Krishna's pastimes are Punya Shravana Kirtanam. Hridayam dasto abhadrani vidunodi surisatam. It cleanses the heart, consciousness. The consciousness is contaminated. Cleansing the consciousness is the most important. Then only you can come out of it. So it helps a person to cleanse the heart. And giving an opportunity for that person should be magnanimous, So, that magnanimity of giving an opportunity for the conditioned soul, Srila Prabhupada is giving us during this month of marathon. We are distributing books. Books are, just to Prabhupada's speaking, Kathamritam. All the books, Prabhupada spoke the purpose, and it then transcribed and in the form of book. So the book given, book is preaching. It is also, like giving lecture. We can give lecture, somebody will hear and then they will forget. Then if they take Prabhupada's book and read once, and their life can change actually. It can cleanse the heart. So this month of book distribution marathon, we give opportunity to the conditioned soul, and those who give opportunity, they are very magnanimous. Because a magnanimous person thinks, what good I got, let the others also get. A miser thinks that whatever good I got, I will keep for myself, others should not have it. That's material tendency. Material tendency, if somebody gets, they are not going to share with others. And spiritual tendency, you get it, hey, so nice it is, let others also have. This is magnanimity. So here, Sukadeva Goswami is talking about the wonderful glorification of the Supreme Lord, which itself is very magnanimity. And Lord Krishna, with that, he has made the arrangement in such a way that his own associates could be doing something which for ordinary person very difficult to understand. How can they do like that? Even from very common man's logic, a Dirgadarshi, and you are asking him something, what is going to come out, can you tell? Even ordinary person would not be able to do it. Some people will be baffled, but we see the hand of Krishna there. So Krishna wanted it to happen like that. So by means of that desire, Krishna has inspired them to act like that. Otherwise they are not going to act like that. Even ordinary people will not do. They have to do that. And saintly persons, they could see actually that this is Krishna's desire and let that happen. And they actually gave the so-called curse so that the Yadu dynasty will be self-destructed. So we will be reading further on this wonderful winding pastime of Lord Krishna. With that, we'll stop here. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. In that verse that you, Mukundamala Stotra, there is one Shivashama Pracharya, he commented, last word, last sentence, Prithvi Varanasha Mukunda.
Varanasa Mukunda.
Prithvi Varanasha Mukunda. He came down to lessen the burden of the earth. In the same way, we are all burdened by these two feelings, aham mama. So, those who understand that I am Krishna's and everything of mine belongs to Krishna, they also become, for them also Krishna reduces the burden of aham mama.
Aham mama. Then Mayavadi say that aham brahmasmi. That also is a burden actually.
Yeah.
Aham brahmasmi, of course, aham brahmasmi is a Vedic statement. Nothing wrong with the word aham brahmasmi. But interpretation of aham brahmasmi is a burden.
This, what is the difference between Aptakama and Atmaram?
Atma Rama is, taking pleasure from within. Atma, self. Rama means taking pleasure from, within. Don't need the outside thing, Atma Rama. Apta Kama means all desires satisfied. He doesn't have unsatisfied desire. More or less, they give similar thing. So if you are self-satisfied, then you will not have desire. If you are deriving pleasure from within, you will not have the desire for deriving pleasure from outside. More or less, they convey similar meaning.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So, like I heard about Sachi Mata when she was conceiving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that point of time, she requested her husband to she requested that have Akhand Kirtan from the first month till the 9th month, so that the right sanskar or right things are conceived during pregnancy. My question is, when the Lord himself, he is having his children or his grandchildren who are right from the Lord, but they are not able to do the right thing and they fought amongst themselves. So why is this happening? Because they are the same tattva, they are from the same God. So why did that happen? And why Sachi Mata who is not the God, but could give birth to the God?
Leave Sachi Mata alone. Come to your question.
So the question is
Don't have to worry about Sachi Mata. That's a different thing. Yeah. So, your question is, how come the children and grandchildren of Krishna can do that? If Krishna wants, anything is possible. It is Krishna's desire. Krishna wanted this way. Krishna is Swarat. Why Krishna wanted? Don't ask that question. You can't ask that question because that is Krishna's supremacy and he decides. There is a limit up to which you can ask question. After that, no questions, acceptance. Because you enter in the transcendental domain. Your questions are valid only in the material domain. So you cannot ask, keep on, because we are used to asking material domain question. Try to apply the same logic there. In the transcendental domain, material logic doesn't, apply. It has to. Otherwise, why you call it transcendental? So Krishna's desire. So Krishna's desire is like that, so it has happened. Krishna's hand is there. When Krishna's hand is there, don't worry. Leave it as it is and accept it. That's all. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.